got going on. The next weather forecast really is focused here on the severe weather risk. Kylie was talking about that during the 4. And it really breaks down into what are the building blocks? Because if we're going to talk about tomorrow being a day where we could see a chance for severe weather, we have to discuss the fact that it's not normal for us to be this warm. So tomorrow, we talked about this actually for a little while this afternoon. And we're going 65, which is a little cooler than some of the guidance, but just based on the fact we get some rain in the morning and we still have some clouds during the day, I think 65 is a good bet for us tomorrow. If we go warmer, then we go warmer. But either way, that's a good amount of heat for us to work with. That's going to be at about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. It also leaves us with a breezy day with showers and some storms in the morning. That's round number 1 of storm activity. Yes, there is an isolated risk for some severe weather there. That puts us with a stray storm or two that could have some gusty winds or some hail. That's not the main window. The main window is after 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. That's what this outlook is for. The yellow highlight right here is the slight risk. If you need a refresher, every year when we have severe weather risks, the Storm Prediction Center puts out their outlooks. You have marginal, which is 1 out of 5, all the way up to slight, enhanced, moderate, high. We don't want those. We have had that last summer. We made it all the way up to the enhanced risk last summer, and those were some of the bad ones, like in August with the flooding and the really nasty tornado activity that night, right? So that was one of those. Now, slight risk for us, we do a lot of wind issues, hail issues when we get an outlook like that. Now, admittedly, we don't get that often in February. So what do we have to look at for that activity to come to fruition? Well, first and foremost, you need the warmth. We've got it. You need the moisture. We've got it. You need cold air to then run into that warmth. We've got it with a good cold front that moves in on the other side. So the more likely things we're looking at are hail and damaging wind gusts. For the simple explanation of hail, you need cold air, and since it is still February, the atmosphere is very compressed. So it doesn't take much of a storm to tap into that cold air and create something stronger. That's it. You mix the air up, you create wind, and that's the other category. Now, there is some heavy rain, so some ponding could be an issue because the ground is still frozen, and there is an isolated spin-up risk closer to the state line simply because of the fact that we have warm air followed by cold air very quickly. I mean, we've got everything we need to kind of have each level on the board. So let's go hour by hour without wasting more time. We get in tomorrow morning, there's that chance for some stronger activity right on time. You can see it's mainly focused south of I-69. We get through the day, and we do have some sunshine that breaks in. That's important. Now, where the models differ is where that later round, the more likely severe weather activity round, moves in. That expectation is honestly mainly between that 6 to midnight hour. Some models want it to be closer to midnight. A few want it to be closer to about 9 or 10. I think closer to about 10 or so is more likely based on the way the atmosphere is set up. That's what I think is more likely. Now, on the other side, yes, we've got some cold air with a few flakes, but we're calling tomorrow then a next weather alert day. What is that? It means we're going to be fully staffed up, keeping an eye on everything every single minute through the day. We want to get the latest data. We want to get the latest forecasts out to you on our website, cbsdetroit.com. We only call something an alert day if it actually means that, you know, there's nasty stuff expected. We're not just saying, hey, it's an alert day because it's going to sprinkle. It's because we have to watch for a risk of severe weather. So we're keeping an eye there, potentially record-breaking warmth. We cool down briefly, right back up we go. More 60s in the forecast going into the start of next week. We'll see if this is the only time where we have an early season severe risk. We may have more on the horizon.